Hi, as part of Emily and Rosie's journey, I'm sharing with you any phases that we go through with our children, and Rosie is presently going through one where she is biting and hitting and kicking. Now, it's generally not in her nature to do this. She's just started doing it, and she tends to do it when she gets carried away. I think she's also struggling with some emotions at the moment that she's not sure how to express verbally, so she's doing it in a physical manner. So, I mean, some kids generally like to hit and kick and see what reaction they get. It's taken Rosie 32 months to decide to experiment with this. So that's why I say generally it's not in her nature to kick and hit. She is quite an affectionate little girl. So I thought I would share with you what we're doing and then update you later on of whether it's worked or not. So the first thing that we've done at home is we're consistently telling her kind hands, kind feet, gentle feet, and asking her, is it nice, is it kind? And if the answers are no, then don't do it. We're kind people, we're nice people, we're not going to do that. Then nursery, the last 2 times I picked her up from nursery has been saying, we're having issues with her pushing and kicking the other children, which is always her mum's worst nightmare. To hear that about their child. Rosie's been bitten before, but she's never been the one doing the violence, so it's kind of, oh my goodness. So once we find a method that works, we will also be telling nursery so that they can be consistent with us as parents and follow our lead for how we're dealing with it at home. So my method now it's happening at nursery as well. I've done a video of me showing her with her little plastic dolls, and I might even write her a book to personalise to her so that she can understand, one, the consequences of when we hit someone else, and that they may not want to be our friends anymore, and it may hurt them, and then we get told off, and also the consequences in the sense of if someone did it to us, it wouldn't feel very nice. I went to a primary school where the motto was always, do unto others as you would have done unto you. That was always, treat other people the way you'd want to be treated yourself. That was always the motto there. That's always what I grew up with, and that's what Rosie's going to grow up with. So I'm using her princesses, who she absolutely loves at the moment, to just role play a few little stories where Rosie may feel left out or hurt or frustrated or annoyed or a number of emotions that may be causing these outbursts. And I am incorporating her into the story, and then I'm showing her how she reacts to in a gentle way where she gets a response that she wants. So the next video is going to be me playing with her, showing her a more appropriate way of channeling when she feels frustrated, left out, whenever she gets those kind of feelings. You can see it on her face. This is the thing. If you watch your child, they normally have triggers, and sometimes it's when they're being ignored, sometimes it's they get carried away and play, but they get this kind of look about them, and you can see it. And if that's when I'm trying to catch her, and we're just going to go, as soon as I see that face, I go, Rosie, we count, and she goes, een, die, tree, and she takes a deep breath, and then she still needs an outlet, so she either gets to clap, een, die, tree, or she stamps her feet, een, die, tree, and then she carries on with what she's doing, and hopefully the feeling's passed and the frustration, whatever's, gone. So I'll show you the video of me playing with her so you get some ideas of like the storylines I'm using. As I said, I might write a little book for her. And yes, I'll let you know if it's working. We won't know for a few weeks yet, because if it's a phase, she's going to keep trying this until finally it clicks and sinks in that if we're consistent, it will eventually click and sink in, oh, okay, this isn't nice, I'm not going to get away with this, I'm not going to do this anymore. So It's how long that takes to sink and click in. So yeah, I'll show you our role play. One day, Belle and Ariel went swimming, and so did Rosie. And they were playing in the water when Ariel disappeared. And she jumped in and splashed Rosie. Rosie felt cross. Rosie felt angry. Rosie felt frustrated. So Rosie counted. In, die, tree. And she took a deep breath and went, stamped her feet. Eat, die, tree.
Eat, die, tree.
Yeah.
Ariel.
Ariel noticed she'd splashed Rosie and said, I'm sorry, Rosie. And Rosie said,
That's okay.
and they had a hug.
Oh,
Another one.
okay.
One day, Ariel and Belle were talking to each other, and they hadn't noticed Rosie. So they carried on talking, blub, 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 blub. Rosie wanted to be noticed. Rosie thought about pushing. Rosie thought about kicking. Rosie thought about doing something nasty. Blub, 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 blub. Then she remembered what her mummy said, and she counted to 3. In, die, tree. She took a deep breath. And she clapped her hands. In, die, tree.
Eat, die, tree.
Ariel and Belle noticed the sound. Hello, Rosie, they said. We didn't notice you there. Rosie was pleased that they genuinely hadn't noticed her, rather than they were ignoring her on purpose. Rosie was pleased she hadn't got their attention by being nasty to them, because they were her friends.
Okay. Look at that.
I will let you know if this works. But she's currently enjoying doing the stamping and the clapping. So I'll let you know if this works. You want me to do a Jasmine and Merida one, do you? Okay. One day, Jasmine was going for a walk with Rosie when Merida called, hello. Rosie didn't want to share Jasmine. Rosie wanted Jasmine all to herself as her friend that day. She didn't want Merida to join them. She felt like pushing Merida away. Rosie counted to 3. In, die, tree.
I took them.
Took a deep breath. And she stamped her feet 3 times. In, die, tree.
Eat, die, tree.
Then she realised that Merida was her friend too, and they could have lots of fun, the 3 of them. She was glad she hadn't been nasty and pushed Merida away. The 3 of them had a lovely afternoon together. I hope that video gave you some ideas, especially storylines. You kind of got to get down to your toddler's level and kind of think what's going to upset them, because apparently in nursery it's things as simple as a child walking past and bumping her, and they have very poor spatial awareness at their age, so she is going to get bumped, and that needs to be something that she just goes, okay, never mind, it's okay. Yeah, it's getting down to their level and making sure that you include storylines that they can relate to. My mum suggested writing a book with characters that she doesn't know in, just to show the example of what happens to a child who doesn't count and calm down before they start, before they act. And this child should end up with no one wanting to play with them and feeling rather sad, all alone, and then deciding to be gentle and kind, and then learning that all their friends will come back if they do this. So I might do that for her as well. But at the moment, we'll see how this goes. She's just gone off to story time with the Gruffalo with her daddy. So I'm hoping they're going to have fun. I was in 2 minds about whether I should just take her myself. It's a mum thing, isn't it? You either have no free time and do everything with them, or you've got to miss out on something to get your free time, haven't you? You have to have a break. So this is my break until they come back. I don't think it's going to be that long this morning. I think they're only out for about an hour. Hopefully she's going to have fun. She loves the Gruffalo. And yeah, I hope this video helps anyone struggling with their toddler. Even if this method doesn't work for us, it may work for you, and if it does work for us, it may not work for you, but it's always worth giving everything a try. So I hope this helps someone. For now, it's ta-ta from me and ta-ta from the Rosie Bear.